Welcome back to the channel, everybody. And it's Monday, and we have some exciting news, some big money news. Some, oh my gosh, there's a brand new tournament organization in town, and they are going to pay everybody for being a bass fisherman. And it's going to be just wow. The heavens have opened up, and life is good for every bass angler out there.
News.
Do you believe it?
So stay tuned.
Mama always used to say, if it's too good to be true, it might
usually
be
is.
too good to be true. We're going to talk more about it when we come back, guys. Stick around. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher.
I'm Megan Fuller.
All right, so it's called the Ultimate. What's it called? It's hard to.
Ultimate Angler.
It's called the Ultimate Angler.
World Championship.
World Championship, and it's going to be held. So this just came out on the 19th of June. It started hitting social media outlets. Chris Lane had it up, and there've been a couple other people that have talked about it. But so the and I still can't. The Ultimate Angler Championship, right?
Yep.
Going to be a big tournament on Guntersville. And one of the first things that I noticed that was kind of interesting is not really talking about a lot of sponsorships. It is being put on by the state of Alabama, I believe the city of Scottsboro, and the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Interesting here, and we were talking about this in the car when we were talking about this.
Does that mean Jacob Faust would love this?
Why?
Because he's so opposed to sponsors, and he's like a man of a man of the people.
You're getting confused.
No, okay. Never mind.
But what it does, one of the things that that is true is that we know that when an organization, when BASS goes to Plattsburgh up at Champlain, the city of Plattsburgh and the state of New York, they kick in something. Those Chamber of Commerces kick in something to the tournament organization because they know that tournament happening there is going to bring a lot of revenue dollars into that town. So that tournament organization, whether it be MLF or BASS or whoever it is getting paid by that Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Well, this is pretty much cutting out the middleman. The Chamber of Commerces and the states, they're the ones that are promoting this and paying for this. So they're not paying MLF or BASS. They can be taking those dollars that they would normally give to them and be putting it into the payout. So that's one thing.
Okay.
But the question on the title of this episode is this really a cool thing? I mean, we're talking about read the payouts on this, because that's the thing that every angler looks at. First place,
$500,000.
$500,000 for first.
Yeah.
Second,
130.
That's like what first would normally be.
Third place is 80, fourth is 70, fifth is 50, sixth is 45. I mean, it goes all the way down to 100th place. You get still $1,000.
$1,000. 50th through or 51st through 100th is $1,000. What it?
26 through 50 is 5.
You're getting $5,000 for 50th place.
Yeah, 11 through 25th is 7,500. 10th place is 25,000. I mean,
so big
money.
Big money.
Yeah.
And the question that's still out there is there even an entry fee for this? Because here's the math that I was doing, guys, and this is the part that, well, we need to talk about one other thing before we get into the they also are touting this as a no forward facing sonar tournament.
Well, now you're going in a completely different direction that needs to be talked about. So, like, no forward-facing sonar is a huge part of this, right?
It's in my view, it's a gimmick to attract certain people.
Really? You think it's just a gimmick?
Yeah. I mean, it's a big topic. So you either say yes, it will have it, or no, it won't. If you say no, it won't, it got me. I didn't say anything like, oh guys, you can use spinner baits in this tournament, because it's just pretty much a given. So if it's an event that doesn't allow forward facing sonar, that's something to be noted. So it attracts attention. So in my view, I view it as kind of a gimmick. It attracts attention.
I think it's a question of, like, it's going to be a trend. Do you think that this is just the beginning? Do you think that some people are going to say, well, then I'm going to refuse to be in it? Some people are going to say, okay, yeah, now I'm definitely going to do it for that reason.
Who's going to say they're going to refuse to be in a tournament that they can win $500,000? I mean, just because I can't use forward-facing sonar, I'm not going to get in a tournament that especially if it ends up being a no entry fee tournament, which I think is the part that we need to really get to here.
Okay.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you're talking about a trend. This is one tournament.
Well, there was another tournament that was no forward-facing sonar, and not that many people participated in it.
But the question of whether they participated in that or didn't participate in that one, it didn't have a lot. I think that there were some issues that prevented as many people getting involved in that as could be. One thing about this one is it's got a ton of time to gain momentum. This tournament that we're talking about now in June of 2024 isn't even scheduled to happen until October of 2025.
I just think that we will see more off-brand tournaments that won't have forward-facing sonar.
Okay, well, that's a good prediction, and you can keep that, but we should talk more about this one right now.
Okay.
So the other part about this that I think is really kind of interesting is that in order to fish this tournament that's in October of 2025 on Lake Guntersville, number one, you have to be a member of this Ultimate Angler. You have to be a UP member is what they call themselves. I don't know exactly what UP stands for. And that membership, guys, is not a little $25 membership. It is a $500 membership. So you have to put in your $500 membership, and then you have to be the highest finishing UP member in a qualifying sanctioned event. So let's look at some of these sanctioned events, what UP sanctions. When they talk about in the BAS league, they're talking about the opens, the nations, the elites. When they talk about the Major League Fishing League, they're talking about the highest finisher in the Bass Pro Tour, the highest finisher from the invitationals in each thing, the Red Crest, the Toyota Series, the BFLs, even college leagues, and the One Bass and the ABA and the NPFL and the Alabama Bass Trail, the TAA. I mean, they are taking the top UP finisher in each of the events in those leagues and letting them come on. So this is what I want to kind of go through with you, Megan. If I turn in my application on July 1st, which is the first day that applications are available, and the Detroit River event is a sanctioned event, which it is. It specifies that right in there.
Okay.
But I'm the only UP member because I turned it in, and none of the other guys on the invitationals signed up their $500. and I come in 80th place in the Detroit River event, I might come in 80th place, but I'm still the highest finishing UP member. And I would get, my name would be put in as being eligible to fish in that Gunnersville championship event.
But what about all the tournaments for next year?
It's one qualifier per tournament.
Oh, so it doesn't matter how you do next year, as long as it all depends on just one tournament. Long as nobody,
if you are the highest
beats
finishing UP member in that tournament,
okay,
you now qualify for that championship event on Gunnersville.
Okay. I was thinking
But you did say
tournament.
something that's important. You said, "What about next year?" My membership only lasts a year, which means that if I paid my membership on July 1st,
so
I would have to pay another $500 membership
next year on
July 1st in order to fish in the tournament that happens in October. So I'm putting in $1,000.
Ah, so there's your entry fee.
Well, it's still less of an entry fee.
It is.
Than I pay for the invitation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's much less.
It is.
But the thing is that if I put in my $500 entry fee, and I come in, even if I came in 5th in the Detroit River, but so did Drew Gill, and Drew came in 4th, he would get it, and I wouldn't qualify. Okay.
Right.
And so I can be paying that $500 entry fee, and I might never qualify. I might never get a high enough placement to qualify to make that tournament. Now they want 5,000 members. That's their goal. So do the math on this. 5,000.
Right.
That's how many members that's their target membership. At $500 per membership fee.
Right.
That's $2,500,000. That's $2.5 million.
Right.
Forget about any money coming from the state, any money coming from the Chamber of Commerce. They've exceeded their payout by double just through the membership fees. And that only counts 1 year membership. If I got a membership this year and I need to pay another membership in order to still be a member and fish the tournament, that's going to be $5 million that they're going to have raised if they reach the target.
Right.
I don't see them getting 5,000, but even if they get halfway, they're right there.
But we all know for sure that 5,000 guys, I mean, maybe this is dumb, but they know for sure that 5,000 guys won't fish the tournament. There's not even 5,000 guys that would match what their requirements are. So why do they think that they'll even get that many?
And that's what we're getting at, is that our 5,000 guys are going to pay a membership to have a chance to qualify. There aren't going to be near that many. There's probably I haven't done the math and counted up how many events, but if you look at it, there's 6 BPT events, there's 6 elite events, 6 invitationals, 3 championships, call it 9 opens. They're probably, and then when you look at all the Toyotas and the BFLs and things like that, my guess is there's probably 100 to 200 events where there's going to be one qualifier coming out of that event. So this is a tournament that's probably, and again, I'm just doing this off the top of my head, there's probably only going to be about 100 to 200 anglers fishing in this Gunnersville event that happens, because they're taking one from each sanctioned event, the top person. And they did make note of the fact that if I won the first one and then I win the next one, they would roll down to take somebody else, so that there's no double qualifiers. So they'll do that. But guys, this is all about the pyramid scheme type of thing of everybody's gonna pay their membership for a chance to participate in the money making deal.
This is like, I mean, kind of like a little bit of gambling going on here.
Well, that's what bass fishing always is
Yeah.
gambling. I mean, that's totally what it is. I don't know. I mean, and that's a lot of times what happens in these types of deals is people don't put their money up front right away. They wait to see, are other people doing it? Are other people doing it? Well, there's a part of this setup that says, oh no, I want to get my money in first because I don't have to come in the top. You know, if I'm not a great angler, I can still, like me, I can still, if I put my money in and I came in 70th, but not a lot of other people did, I could still qualify for this. So I would love to get your guys' comment. It's kind of complicated. It took me about a day and a half to sort through. And it's complicated for a number of reasons. Number one, it's sort of complicated to begin with. Number two, they didn't put out all of the information in one place. It's kind of like, oh, some information came out on Facebook, other came out on the website. And so until you kind of get all the information put together, and again, I'm not saying everything that we said here is 100%, from the horse's mouth. Right. And that's the other thing. There is no horse's mouth. There isn't a Boyd Duckett or a tournament director that you can go to and say, answer this question. Right. So I'm sure there'll be more coming out as we get into this, guys. And I know this was kind of a long video, but kind of interesting. So I'm sure we'll be hearing more about the Ultimate Anglers Association. So guys, we appreciate you tuning in to Mark Fisher Outdoors. If you like content like this, please hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done so already, hit that notification button so that you find out when we put that material out. We know we do that every Monday through Friday, and we will see you again tomorrow for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.
Stay channeled.